Hello everyone, my name is Oskar Lagerosen and I'm the founder of The Total Living. Now I would like to read out loud the 23rd blog post in the One Glance article series. Probably the most important one actually, if you want to just skip to the most important one in the article series, covering how to actually get started with One Glance. And for those of you watching on YouTube, you will see for the first time my screen and the narrative and the article which I'm reading, because there are so many steps, so many bullet points that I feel like it's easier if you can just see the text as well as I'm reading it. So it is now time to integrate all of One Glance, integrate all that we have covered so far into practical step-by-step instructions. One Glance is, after all, only 4 daily routines. These routines help you effortlessly do what you like to do in total flow while everything is in order. So this is very cool, in other words. These 4 routines are extreme calendar usage, thorough exits, daily update, and non-stop capture. You learn them one by one and finish with a more strategic outlook, which are vision, goals, areas, etc. Together, they make up 5 stages. You start at stage 1, and after a while, you gradually move up to the next level, and so forth. These stages build upon themselves like a pyramid, which you can see. This ability makes One Glance very flexible and anti-fragile. You can be on any stage and still receive significant benefits. You can scale up if you're ready and scale down if you want to take your time. Compared to other productivity systems, this system does not need to be perfect to work. Because of this, you can go up the stages at your own pace. I recommend that you learn each new habit, each part at one glance, every 1 to 2 weeks. The reason is that behavior changes take time, and you have much more important things in your life than learning these habits. Rather than feeding you with overwhelm at the beginning, like most methodologies actually do, you have the opportunity to take one step at a time and still feel profound rewards and positive emotions for each step. So you will see here the step-by-step guide for each stage. I'll also link the articles that dive deeper for each bullet point that I recommend you check out. And I will also outline the benefits for each stage. So let's start with stage 1. Look at your calendar very often. So what you're going to do as a one-time setup is the following. First, sync your calendar to your mobile phone or use a trusted physical calendar if you want to look at it every time. Add the calendar widget on your home screen in accordance with the picture below, which you can see. So these are the setup. What will you do every day then? Every morning, or previously evening before, plan what you want or need to do and when and for how long. Change if necessary in the middle of the day. So you can just drag up and down. You can see part 8 for details about how to do it. Be sure to check your calendar, which is on your mobile home screen, between your daily activities at least 15 to 20 times a day. If you're like 99% of modern people, you will not have any problem with checking your mobile home screen. Like, you don't. So then I recommend an optional, but still I recommend that you do it. When you start an activity, set a timer or countdown that tells you when you're done. So what are the benefits you will experience from reaching that stage alone in one glance. You will feel that you do not need to worry when things will happen. The only thing you need to think about is to follow the calendar and the blocks. You replace stressful busyness with empowering intention and leverage a clear plan to minimize the urge to give in to unrelated distractions. You're also free for the first time to fully focus and lose track of time. Stage 1 of one glance is the way, based on modern research and science and practices, to achieve flow in your life and thus be an elite performer. Like time blocking, you will achieve more than twice as much done every day and have more time to relax. So these are quite good benefits, and it's already from stage 1. So as you realize that, okay, you get accumulating benefits as you move along to make it more motivating to continue forward, which is the goal. So when you're comfortable with using your calendar, you move to the next stage, which is stage 2. Finish all your activities meticulously and thoroughly. So what will you do every day? For every activity, which is work, food, sleep, workout, fun, etc., spend 5 to 10 minutes at the end to fully clean up everything. Prepare for the next activity so you can just fall into it completely effortlessly. For example, have the raw ingredients and saucepans ready and filled to just activate the oven and the different mechanisms when you will start making food. Have all tabs, files, documents ready to go, together with a status summary from last time. Have the clothes for tomorrow directly beside your bed. So these are the additional benefits you will experience. I want to highlight the additional because you will not like drop the previous ones. It's just like you accumulate all the time. So in addition, you will no longer procrastinate to start something new. You will no longer agonize about the friction to just do it. It is so easy anyway because you've done the thorough exit. So you cannot help but start. You'll also be free from activity after you've finished, free from potential ruminations. If the calendar helps you to not ruminate about the future, this practice helps you to not ruminate about the past because you have thoroughly finished it. When you're comfortable with both using your calendar between activities and doing thorough exits after each activity, then you can move over to the next stage, which is stage 3. Schedule 20 to 60 minutes every day to sort your input and update everything. So this is what you're going to do once. You're going to create 3 documents called Buffer, Weekly View, and Longer View. And you can see part 13 and part 14 for more information about what these really are and stuff like that. And this one is more, I recommend that you check out part 13 and part 14 in detail, either on the blog or YouTube or podcast, stuff like that. Because there will be a lot of info and a lot of examples as well. So if you feel that something could be not really as clear, these 2 will guide you more. With that said, after you created these documents, write down in the buffer document everything you will do, want to do, should do. Do a complete mind sweep as shown in part 14. In addition, check your email, messaging apps, and social media. Next, go through everything that you wrote down and select the entries that you must or want to do now this week. Add them one by one as a task or a project on the particular day you plan to do them. Add to longer view if there's something that you must want to do in the near future. And once again, check out part 13 for detailed instructions. What you will do every day then? You repeat step 2 to 3, i.e. first do the mind sweep and then go through everything and put in the correct place, the correct way. Every day at a set time in your calendar. But it will go very fast after a while, so see it as a practice. It will go slower first, but then more streamlined. In addition, you will also schedule a longer session once a week for weekly update, which is daily update, a little bit extended. During this session, you will, in addition to the 2 previous steps, create a new weekly view document and add the activities from longer view that are assigned for the upcoming week. You'll also go through the whole buffer list again in order to make sure that, might still be there, or just delete them, or probably do something about them. You decide. So now we've gone through 3 stages. So these are the additional benefits you will experience. No email, no notifications, and no work tasks will disturb you, since you know that you're going to get back to them soon. You will have a much clearer peace of mind, since you have finished the necessary thinking for each task that is bothering you. You have identified the deadlines, the desired outcomes, and next actions for each commitment. You will also feel a much greater sense that you have your act together and that you can always get back to control, how chaotic your world can be. It is very important that you set this routine of daily updates before moving on to stage 4, because stage 4 will amplify the streams of inputs. I mean, it's those that you already have. So you need to be ready to handle all of them. You need to make sure that you can handle the input that is coming in writ large. So for imagine that, turn on the tap at maximum level, then you have to be ready to take care of the water. So therefore, take your time and spend at least some weeks or less, depending on how you feel. But the important is that you have to master this. You have to master this habit and schedule your calendars and stuff like that. When you feel ready that you're doing it on a very regular basis, you move to the next stage, which is stage 4. Immediately write down all your recurring thoughts, ideas, and negative emotions. So large stream of input, in other words. So what will you do every day? Have a little notebook, your phone, or virtual assistants very close to you every single waking second. You can see part 17 for details. Have the reflex to write or record it every time you have a recurring thought, an exciting idea, or feel the slightest negative feeling, which could be frustration, worry, hopelessness, etc. Just jot down some words about it, because then it will be there. It's your working memory. During your daily update, you replace the mind sweep practice with processing your notebook or other capture tool. So these are the additional benefits you will experience. You will never again be a slave to your whims and feelings. Nothing and no one can disturb you, because you can proactively respond. And you will feel strongly that you're not your feelings and thoughts. You're better than these. Therefore, you know that everything that pops up in your mind is not necessarily you. By writing it down, you can assign meaning to it. You'll also feel that you can do enormous amounts without ever feeling overwhelmed, because you're offloading your mind all the time thanks to this capture. And lastly, you will no longer forget things. If you for some reason do, you're aware enough to prevent it from happening again. You have successfully learned all 4 daily habits when you're reflexively recording your thoughts and still do the other routines on time. So a good analogy is that this ship is no longer leaking and sinking, but it's in the full capacity and strength. However, this ship needs to reach a destination because that's kind of like the purpose of the ships, which leads us to the final stage. So the final stage, stage 5, is plan your life forward. So you do this one time. Create a document and several digital folders where you write down all your aspects, areas, interests of your life and add everything related to them. Then create a new document where you in 30 minutes visualize and write down in vivid and blistering detail how your dream life looks like in every single day. Think extremely big, since nothing can stop you. Write down in present tense, like an autobiography. Go through each area that you previously wrote down and describe the ideal scenario for it. Read everything you wrote and note down everything that is not true yet with current reality. Write down all desired outcomes. Again, read everything you wrote and note down everything that's not true yet with current reality. Write down all big desired outcomes that you can work on right now. These are your goals. Write them in separate documents with associated next steps. Then you update longer view based on your goal and area documents. So what will you do every week? In your current weekly update, check your goals and areas and make sure that they are aligned with your day-to-day activities. What will you do as rarely as 3 to 4 times a year? You will do a so-called longer update. Update your vision document and adjust your goals, areas, and longer view accordingly. These are the additional benefits you will experience. You know exactly what you want to get in life and have a very good understanding on how you can get there. You're also more strategic and can make many big swings amidst your daily activities. The important thing that matter will be completed and you will ascend to your dream life faster than you can ever imagine. So there you have it, the entire one-glance system in step-by-step instructions. I strongly recommend reading the associated articles that describe each bullet point in detail. If there is anything you need to remember from this article, is the following. Take your time. It is perfectly fine to take several months for each stage alone if you feel like you have to. And by listening to me and watching me as well, this video and episode, you have already made a gigantic leap towards your ideal future. All these different stages make you feel a sense of progress and accomplishment. You can also scale back from stage 4 to stage 2 if you feel needed. Then you can climb back to stage 4 when you have the opportunity to do so. Rest assured that you have the control to get yourself where you want to be in these stages. So climb on top of the pyramid and paradise. And I believe that you have many questions right now about all of this. Therefore, tomorrow's post will contain all frequently asked questions. And you can submit your own in this form, which I'll link in the description show notes, or the comments. And with that, I want to say thank you for your attention and have a very nice day. See you in the next one.